BassResinator here. I noticed a couple people doing really cool looking geodes with geode molds, not just like on a flat surface with the texture of a geode, but a geode mold. And so I thought, well, I've got this geode that it looked nasty on the outside, but I was able to break it open, and then I poured in silicone into the inside. But I thought, well, if I do that, all I'm going to have is an insert, a textured insert. So if I want to get it to where I can flip this over and have this actually be the outside, I'm going to have to pour more. So what I did was I made these little plugs, and I'm going to put them on the bottom of the mold, of the thing where I'm going to make the mold, and I'm going to put this in top. So since I've already poured this should connect with that and the new, hopefully, with the new silicone that I put in, so that when I pull it all out, peel it off the outside, I'll have a geode mold, or at least a half of one, and the other half will be in this other thing. So hopefully this will fit down in here without, it's going to be awfully close on the side over here. And then this one, I'll put that thing down at the bottom, try and get it centered. Move. Oh, come on there. There we go. And I did the same thing with this one, and so that's hopefully gonna be a cool looking geode mold. Make sure I'm not too close to the sides. Oh, it looks like it's gonna be a tight fit. And I'm gonna have to pour this to where it comes up almost to the top of that stone, so that I will be able to pull it out and have the full geode effect with the whole crystalline in the center. There are a couple companies that are making these molds. One of them is Into Resin, and they have some amazing things. And I thought, well, I can either buy my own from Into Resin or one of the other places that's doing it, and wait, because it's a handmade mold, I'd wait about a month and then another couple of weeks for it to get here, or I can try and make my own. So that's what I'm going to try and do here. So if this can help people in making their own molds, awesome. So now I need to mix up my silicone. Oh, you know what? I can see how much. That's 300 right there, except I'm going to have to take out about half of that. So maybe 150 in each. So 300 total. That's what I'm going to go for. And if it gets too deep, well then, too deep it is. So, okay. I'll be back with the mixed up silicone. Put that over here. That is my alcohol spray bottle, so don't worry, it's not part of this pour. So let's get to it. Okay, I'm back. I mixed up a little over 300 milliliters of silicone rubber. I'm using the Let's Resin 15A shore hardness. So let's give this a look-see here. And I'm using a silicone jug to mix it in. No, that's not a really good thing to do because the silicone will stick to silicone. However, I have a plethora of these, so if it messes up the mixing jug, I have many more to go. So I need to get this almost covered. Don't know how other companies or individuals make their molds. That looks like, but this is the way I'm doing it. So a big bubble come up, so hopefully that means it's going underneath that stone so that that silicone can meet with the other silicone that's down there and attach itself. And I have a little bit left over. I'm going to try and make something else, but before I do that, boy, a big old bubble came up there. I'm going to do this. Just rock it a little bit. Rock and roll. To try and loosen up. Wow. Let the air bubbles come out from underneath there. I'll make sure I've got space, because I want the texture of that stone on the outside of this mold, of these molds, so that it will actually look like a real geode. You can cover the outside with whatever color you want and then color the crystals inside, or just go with a clear. And so yeah, so now we'll just wait for the curing process, and then I'll unmold them, hopefully. And then I can possibly make something tomorrow. I don't want to use it while it's still nice and freshly cured. I want to let it set up overnight. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we'll see you then. They're cured up. I got this one out using spraying a little bit of alcohol around the edge, and I just squeeze the edge of this plastic mixing, whatever that is, and I squeezed it, and just I could hear the suction go, and just dumped it right out. This one didn't want to come out, so I took him out to the sink, and I had to use soapy water. Kept mixing it down there, and finally it just released as well. So got them out. Now the fun part is to get this out of the silicone. So let's start with this one. Okay, there's a little bit. See it releasing. Whoa. That slapped back at me. I really hope this works. It's going to be awfully thin over here on this side. What I could do, if it's too thin, is I could possibly put some more silicone on the outside of it. Let that cure up. Will that release the outside? Can I turn this inside out so I can get a hold of it? Oh, look at that! Yes! Oh man! I may trim this little part off. Don't need that part. But the The crystals in there. Ooh, look, it's gonna be that. That's what I'm hoping for. In fact, you know, I said I was gonna trim it. Let me trim it right now. Right here, right now. There. And this other side will be fine. Whoo. Now, this one will do likewise. See, it's the same geode. It came in a kit. Push that over to the side. And it said how to chip on it, because if you just smash on the edge of the rock, it's all going to shatter. You're not going to get a nice clean geode. So it talks about how to do it, and you just keep chipping around the edges. Don't chip too hard or too long in one area. Just keep chipping around the edges, and eventually it'll just, it says once you see the little crack happen, you should be able to just pull it apart with your hands, and sure enough, that's what happened. Release. Please release me, let me go. Come on now. There's that part. There. I don't know what it was holding on to. Whatever it was, it's holding on right there too. There, got that. I just bashed on the tripod. Sorry if it took it out of the picture. Come on now. Do like the other one. Oh, there, I'm feeling it. This one's got a little bit more texture on the inside, I'm believing. Well, came all the way to the top edge. Check it out. It was deeper. Oh no, it flipped back down in. There must have been, oh, there is a shelf in there. That's what. I'm hoping I can get that crystalline drusiness on the finished product when I put resin in there. I think I'm just going to leave that. That opening is good. Oh, this is too fun. Too fun. See, this was one stone, and you just keep chipping around with a hammer and chisel, and just chip, and then after a little bit it just split, and I went, and it just came apart, and I thought, oh, that is really cool. And I have about 3 more of these. I haven't done them because I thought it'd be kind of fun to do with my kids, but my kids are all grown up. But now I've got grandkids coming along. My one granddaughter is not quite 2. She might be getting to the point to where she would like doing that, and my grandson was just born a couple months ago. I'm getting to go see him in a couple weeks. He's a long ways from here. He lives up in the state of Washington. Which is going to take about 5 hours in a plane to get there. Okay. And that extra little bit of silicone I put in with the little fish. I have this mold, but I thought, you know, if those molds wear out, they're not making them anymore. I better make a replacement. I need to make it a little bit deeper. I use some Play-Doh around the edge. I need to go a little bit deeper. You know what I can do on these? No, this one is fine. This is the one that has a really thin edge right there. This side is okay. Maybe squish it down a little bit. I don't know. It might be okay. Anyway, I need to mix up a little bit more silicone for that fish mold. So, yep, I'll see you later on when I may, it's not too late, I may put some resin in them tonight and let them cure over the night. This is going to be fun. Okay, yep, having way too much fun here. Well, I let these sit around for a few hours before I did anything with them, and then I dusted them, and the crystals in the middle I used this Resin Original Aurora powder, and on this one on the outside I used Let's Resin Galaxy Chameleon powder, and on this one I used Pro Mica Copper color on the outside, but the center just with the Aurora. And then I had that little bit of silicone left over, and I made this mold. It's green because I had the walls of the thing were made with green Play-Doh, but that's the finished product, the way it should look. And like I was saying, this mold is no longer continued, so if I wanted to have it and keep one in good condition, I decided I needed to make another one for myself. And then when I had a little bit left over, I thought, you know, why not make a druzy insert with one of those? So I poured some more of that silicone just into the center of this one, and out came this. So now I have another druzy insert. So I'm standing here talking like this, waiting for this resin to degas. Let's put it in. Now, like, I do not have any clue how much these are going to hold. I mixed up 5 ounces. I think that used most of it right there, I think. May have to mix up a little bit more. Maybe not. It's coming up. It's coming up. Do I have enough? Do I have enough? I have enough. So, for future reference, to do both, I need 5 ounces, or just slightly under. Cool. This one is going to have a very dark outside because it's that copper mica powder. This one would do really well if the mica were, if the resin were black, because then that mica on the outside would shine and take on that chameleon. So this is going to be a lot lighter crystal than this one. But the centers should be awfully pretty on either one of them. I don't know if you can see it right in there, but look at that aurora powder glistening off those facets. Talk about fascinating. Oh boy, I was really hurting that one, huh? Going for the long ball on that one. Yeah. See if there's any. Didn't do that when I was first pouring it in there. Hopefully there's no bubbles. There's a bubble that came up right there. Is that a bubble? Yep. A couple more bubbles came up. Oh, those are bubbles from the mica. Guess I put it on a little too thick. Okay. Now to wait for that to cure up. I hope I get some good results, because if I do, I saved a lot of time waiting on molds to get here from overseas, and save myself a little bit of money. Cool. Don't know when I'm going to get around to using this one or this, since I still have these molds, but I wanted to make sure I had a backup just in case that one goes bad or the other one goes bad. Okay, so I will see you later. Did I miss that? Goodness, I undid this one. Thought I had the... Shoot. Anyway, had the camera off. But this, with that galaxy on the outside, it's not opaque. But it adds a little bit more to this illusion of real crystals. This one, however, is going to be much darker. Sorry about that. I thought I had it going. Now I will say, since the camera was not going, this one was kind of tough, because there is a little... this little spot of crystals way back up in there did not want to come out real easy, so the unmolding of it took a little longer. I think this, once I get it past the edge, it just pop right out. Yeah, it's already coming out, whereas that one was just holding on for dear life. Dear life. Oh man. Look at that up against where it's... if I had something solid on the bottom, because you cover that up and it gives it a purple hue. Take that away. I wonder what this one does when it gives that a reddish hue. Anyway, cannot wait to get those out into the sunlight. So, from that to this, give it the right shape. There we go. From this to this. Yeah, cool. Well, I'll show you some stills after a while. But until then, thank you, subscribers. Thank you for following me and backing me up with support by following. If you want to support me some other way, look in the description. There's a buy me a coffee. There's other ways to support my resin business. One way is to let other people know about this channel so that they can see what I've been doing and what I am doing, and possibly inspire someone else on to do something great. I'm loving this now. Now to decide whether to keep that back clear, because if I have that up against something, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh man. Some people go out and buy a geode. I made my own. Anyway, thank you for stopping by and watching this, and let other people know. And if you want to help me out, do so. If not, help me out by letting other people know. Can you do that for me? I appreciate it. Thank you. BassResinator. Over and out.